Thank you for showing up here. Thank you for tuning in. This shit is too bright. Hold on. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in with Enchantress. That's me. The Babbler. That's me on this channeling alchemy here. It took me a while to hit record. So in that while that it took for me to hit record, I was scribbling things down that was coming to mind. So I got scribbles everywhere. But welcome to our full moon channeling alchemy corner. What is this channel all about? Well, it is poetry at its finest evolutionary point of expression, and it's free flow spirit. And this channel is going to be all the manna that it needs to be for all the beautiful souls that find themselves here. The manna is surreal, and there's no introductory ever that's going to be able to even convey the leveling of manna that not just I bring to the collective stream of things, but so many of you too. Because those that I tend to attract and connect with at best are unique and rare. Okay, that be you out there. And so may you receive the manna that is here for you in whatever capacity that is going to be here for you. This is inner attainment for your entertainment. It is my mode of abode, of expression, of freedom that shreds me open, rips me bare, nude. And so take with it as you will. If you are new here, welcome. Babbler, you meet immediately. Yeah, so take with it as you will. Many videos have timestamps. The timestamps are for those that do not have the resilience, discipline, willpower to eat the fucking mana from beginning to end, and they need to skim through and just receive pockets of mana, my friends. Or those that don't absolutely need the whole beginning to end and just need the pockets of mana for themselves, you know, my friends, because it's like an oracle of delight when I do those time stamping stuff in the description box when I get to it, you know, but feel free to do it as you want. You know what I mean? So yeah. Victory just in the middle of the deck, you see. So either way, full moon, although these messages are timeless, so whenever you find yourself here is whenever you find yourself here. If it doesn't, don't make what does not fit just because you want it to fit. Like, get into the self-sabotage alchemy that you should receive from the healing manna anyways, you know what I mean? Because as revolutionary and evolutionary as all of this can be, there's alchemy seeds that breathe here, like germinating, pollinating, energies of energies created here. You see that whether you are here tuning in, tapping in, turning on, for your own benefit or just passing through, the levelings of alchemy that is created in the alchemy of all this creation is what you receive, whether you're aware of it or not. So anyways, that's like going all over the place. I'm learning to not give a fuck if I take even too long to get to the point of why I'm even here. If you can't hang the stuff that I could channel and babble and take my motherfucking time and go through the motions and go through the experience of me being open to this experience too. It's all part of the revolution, evolution, the documentation, the exploration, and the vulnerability too, the exposure, you know what I mean? Exposure to be open. Let's be real. Most people in this world won't be free to be open, vulnerable, to truly be who they are authentically, no matter how real or that pretend shit for real. One can say, "Oh, I'm myself, free in every kind of way," due to this leveling of conditioning in our just this 3D perceived reality of awakening that you find yourself awakening to. There's so much condition in you. Even your awakening is a conditioning. What's really real? Anyway, so yeah, trippy for real. I am the mushroom. Welcome to Wonderland. Hi, I am Alice. I'll be your guide. Are you ready for this buck moon? What's a buck moon? You can say it too. Okay, yeah, here we go, diving into the vibration. So what be your energy for real? Wow, there's a lot of influencing energies for real, whether you want to acknowledge them or not. That's nonsensical. What do you mean that's nonsensical? It means that's hogwash. That astrology, that that spirituality, that mysticism, that's all hogwash and brainwash and stupidity. Like, how can one be scientific and logical and all this kind of smart and then, whatever? It requires a level of vulnerability for one to be open to have that experience, to allow themselves to have that kind of experience, to be open to, I don't know, every fucking thing. So let me hop the fuck off about whatever I think to be fact forever, knowing that I don't know shit from shit. And I'm just a speck of a dot in the motherfucking ocean that is a piece of an ocean of the sea that's still unexplored within me. And I don't see blind in me. who am I to decree anything? Factualities when we're living in an illusion conditioned reality of a society of a travesty, and what happened over here? Oh, expression. oh, okay. Okay. Welcome. Cheers to all of you who say, fuck it, and suck it up and operate now from that place of which is discomfort, you see. Oh, what do you mean? It means the triggers you see as demonic. Ah! The triggers I see as wise teachers now. Oh, what? And it is there that within this intellectualism of just processing information and retaining the information, part of our conditioned societies, no matter what part of life you come from, no matter what tax bracket, too, distractions, that's been conditioned into you. So the moment you epiphany, a second later, distraction. Like, for example, take it as you may. Prior to hitting record to this, I said in the beginning of this video that I took a little while to hit record. Right? Me overthink a lot of things and I stay here stuck like a zombie thinking about all these things and what can it be or what will I say and how can it be, because freestyle be the wave and getting out of my own way and all this that I have to say, and finally I get out of my own way because I still have to hide a little because I can't be fully myself free because there's still restriction within me and certain kind of contracts and things that we must oblige in and just be, and you know, so free. What is free? What is real? What is judgment? What is a judgment-free zone? But anyway, right? What was I saying? Right. Who knows what I was saying? Seriously. What was I saying? Right, right. So I take forever to hit record, and for me that is a big reflective moment for me, because if you are new here, then I to understand my relationship with recording for YouTube and my comfortability with it, we would have to go back to like 2015, 2016, those early on videos where I was very expressive about my resistance to recording YouTube videos. But I was open to the experience, even though I was resistant to the experience because of my own reservedness and privacy acts and pride and ego and fear and, you know, all these things that stood in my way, and my own resistance that I allowed to, I guess, you know, kind of be documented while I, you know, do the videos that I do, freestyle too, unedited. All of these are unedited. As you can see, like, this is me, you know what I'm saying? You know, and getting, you know, accustomed to that kind of stuff. This has been a roller coaster ride for me. And then now where I'm at in my leveling of comfortability, as you can see, like, I don't have an issue hitting record anymore. Before I used to take over an hour to hit record because whatever the case may be. But oh, we were talking about distractions too, which brings me back to distractions too, which is part of our condition too, to throw you off of the revelation, the revolution, the evolution in you, and keep you further away from that which is your truth, because distraction is part of our conditioned lens to keep you away from that which you harmonize, epiphany, align with, alchemize. So going back to the storyline of what I was saying, bringing me back to what I was saying. So when I finally got into the space of I'm ready to record now after taking some time, right? Because taking time is not an issue of mine at this time anymore. So, you know, this is different reasons or whatever the case may be. When I got ready to hit record, all my animals got like extra either loud, or my dogs kept being pains in the arses and like just really annoying and distracting and keeping me away from now hitting record. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or distracted from now the alignment that I was in to finally just get out of my own way and do that which I must, or feel obliged. I mean, feel obliged, feel guided and wanting to, like, I want to be here. Hi, you've been spending time with me. Thank you. There is mana here for you, so eat the fucking mana too, and let me know how that resonates with you and stuff like that. And you know, if this is your first time here or it's not, and you get the babbles and you understand and you're just learning to navigate through, and that's good for you because it's training. Yeah, master alchemist are we, you know what I mean? But either way, this video that I'm recording for this full moon energy is influencing, right? And all the things that are percolating, you know what I mean? And the astrological influences that are currently percolating, whatever, you know, influences around, and just how you can apply it in your own, you know, navigating town. And because what we do here, right, this is all about mastering your own alchemy, right? Your energy, right? Understanding, overstanding, right? Because you are the master alchemist of your own domain in every kind of way. And you are powerful and dynamic and quantum and unique and rare and powerful and magical and all these wonderful things. And, you know, and granted, this conditioned world of whatever this is, can really fuck us up, you know what I'm saying? And really have us like distorted and twisted and malfunctioning and self-sabotaging in every kind of way. And like, we don't want to do that kind of shit. So we operating from our now mistake moment. And so, you know, and so pretty much a lot of what the videos that I do, even though I do a mix of a whole bunch of shit too, it's pretty much in that master your alchemy with me. Come on, why don't you want to ride the magic carpet? You know what I mean? Let's see. So, you know, there's a lot of different kind of analogies and practicalities and mysticisms and esotericisms and evolutionisms and scientificisms and, you know, Englishisms, whatever it's going to bring, the cultivation of the illumination that is needed. And that's wonderful too, right? Right? Full moons, right? What are full moons wonderful for? If anything symbolic can be illumination, you know what I mean? So like, it's all about transformation, change, right? And this illumination, right? And so we got this full moon, right? I didn't check into the Vedic astrology, so I'm going just with the Western astrology perspective, but with some Vedic astrology perspective to possibly, and however it is I speak it to. Like I said, I scribbled a lot of things written down on this piece of paper, and we're just going to go through, and however we're going to say, and we're going to speak in the way that we can speak and apply it in whatever way that you want to apply it for yourself, and you use your own discernment because you are responsible and accountable for yourself. Because that's the shit that's only going to ever really help you to ever transform, transmute, right? And heal and feel through a lot of things, right? Anyway, so right, so I'll be right back. Prior to hitting record, I had shuffled from my Alice deck, one of my Alice decks, and this card came out. Card Soldier. Imagination is the only weapon in the war with reality. No shit, Sherlock. Imagination is the only weapon in the war against reality. For real, for real. Imagination is the only weapon in the war against reality, right? Because, right, that goes with one of my favorite quotes, and it is a wonderful affirmation, mantra, prayer, whatever you need it to be for you to recite, to affirm, to confirm, to really start energizing your understanding of it as you say it powerfully in full command, right? If you cannot change the reality of something, shift your present perception, your perspective. So that's the same thing. This is like the solution for that type of understanding. So you can work on your understanding. How do you feel about a statement such as that? If you can't change the reality of something, shift your perspective. How do you feel about that? I feel that shit sucks. I feel like, why do I have to shift my perspective about a reality that fucking sucks? Why can't the reality just get better? You can feel that way and you can be right about that and all this kind of stuff. But honoring your feelings about all that kind of stuff is first and foremost how you get through and all this kind of stuff too and all this kind of stuff. But like you're going to have to get through every aspect of that statement for progression. So you're saying imagination is the weapon in the war with reality. So if you don't like the reality of something, shift your perspective of that something. So it's like, I'm saying, I don't like this reality. How can I shift my perspective of this reality? I can use my imagination. Do you understand that? And how powerful that mathematical equation to your solution. So every single time you find yourself upset again about your reality, again, remember, this is going to take discipline, this is going to take action, it's going to take willpower from you to overcome all challenges through putting in the practice of alchemy, behaviorism that are shifting the reality in due time but it's going to take your constant action and your call to duty to implement that which must be changed. And granted, you're the only one leading that way, because if you weren't, then this wouldn't be a fucking issue. This would be the way. The way that you're trying to implement and change, that you're going against the grain and the resistance and all this kind of stuff that could be fucking frustrating and all this kind of stuff. Like, damn, excuse me, it would be fucking frustrating to know that you be the only one on this motherfucking wave, and you progressing in every kind of wave, and then it be some fucking catastrophic mofo to come in with this energy spin that you got to give this karma a little spin, and it's just like, okay, this reality shit, right? So, like, you know, so what I like about the energies, it brings me back to, and I don't know what video it is, again, because I've been doing this for a while, but I have done in previous years this particular full moon video, like in its own way, and whatever I spoke about, because I remember talking about the buck moon. And I remember talking about it several times. So again, I've been on here since, again, probably like 2015, 2016 to 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, till now. Or I don't know, like maybe 2016, 17, I don't know how much time, but it doesn't fucking matter. But I have more than one video, I think, talking about the buck moon, so it has to be another, because every year around this time, whenever it's the full moon, it's known as also the buck moon. And I remember when this first came into my awareness, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And because I think it was during the COVID, like real like lockdown time, and my best friend and I were going on walks, right? And we came across these bucks in the in outside, and they were across from us. And I remember talking about the buck full moon harvest and how synchronistic was this like surreal experience, because this close encounter with wildlife, with the antlers, and like how apparent a buck from a female deer or a baby one or whatever the case may be is like, and how majestic looking it truly is. And then how that year I started seeing the deeds that we had seen that night were full blown like antlers. But during that whole season, I was seeing the bucks with the sprouting of the bucks. So it was like baby deer maturing, the ones that are boys, right, the bucks, they started sprouting their antlers and they started poking through. So I started seeing a lot of deer in the wild with little poking antlers, not fully grown because they weren't the full grown buck, like full grown deer, like whatever. I don't know the fucking proper names and all this kind of stuff. I love them. That thing on there, that is so cute, right? Yeah, and it was just like, you know, and it was two of them together. The male ones, the ones that were full grown that we had seen that night, and across, and it was just like this respect and this this moment where like looking at one another, and like, and I'm like, whoa, 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 and my best friend a little bit more brave than I'm, and like going, and I'm like, no, just like don't force your presence in their space, like just like this is nice, because male deers too, especially if they get territorial or they feel threatened or whatever, they will like they can get aggressive. So you know, you don't, these are two, and they're looking at us, and I stayed highly vibrational, because I didn't want like male testosterone to like ruin any kind of moments and stuff. So, it was like this really majestic, like surreal, like kind of experience. And it was during a buck moon kind of time. And so, it brings me back to that development. Like, it's just like that Ouroboros kind of concept of thought, like everything coming full circle, the serpent eating its own tail, like everything coming into full circle, full view, like just this Ouroboros kind of state of experience, understanding that from kind of experience, multi-dimensionality too, right? So it's like the buck moon, right? The sprouting is during a season of sprouting. The male deer sprouting their antlers at this time, a maturing, a transformation taking place. And so, regardless of whatever other aspects are playing, influencing the environment astrologically, that could be creating like tension, like all these retrograde planets, like Pluto, Neptune, and Saturn. I think, I don't know. Don't quote me on this kind of which ones in specific. But I'm just saying there's like three major like deep deep planets that like look at addressing unfounded fears, right? That's the bottom of the deck, right? So right, so beautiful, right? So beautiful. Let's get into this beautiful thing. And for right, getting into the message and the groove, right? And what this is all about too. Thank you. Unfounded fear, expecting the worst, thus creating self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, hold on, nip that in the butt. You better not be doing that to your beautiful self. What the fudge is your problem? Do you need an accountability? Girl, harmony. So, see, Andromeda and Shiva right now are hissy, messy, kind of roar with each other, but sisterhood be the way, right? So tension, the energy of tension being created to apply pressure to the conflict, only to bring about harmony and solution. That's why it needs to be felt. So that's like kind of like what's being activated right now, right? So wherever you are on your journey, right? So you have, oh my goodness, full moon, buck moon, an opportunity for a major transformation to occur for you at this most pivotal time that I'm going to do my best to articulate that and get to the groove or whatever this is going to be for all of us, you see, because we're going to get the Pokemon, you know what I mean? But yeah, so, um, so this video has been percolating. Uh-oh, I'm seeing myself delayed. Hold on. If I speak too fast, there is an option. So I've heard from Alex, a fellow YouTuber, right? And she speaks about it on her videos. That there is in something that you can slow it down. Go ask Alex. I am not tech savvy and I don't edit none of motherfucking thing. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. But either way, that's the best that I can tell you about that. Look, ego. The illusion of being trapped. Except I drank a lot of water today, and let me tell you something. Um, I'm not one. I'm not a advocate for. Excuse. We're gonna get to the second thing, and if you can't be like cool, calm, and collected, and patient, and like whatever, like judgment zone free, like I don't know what to tell you. Hop the frigidity off with your fuckery energy, toxicity, and grow the fudge up. This is about maturity. Right? Anyways, I'm sharing as a desire to inspire. Right? What was I saying? I don't even know. You know what was I saying? I gotta stop explaining myself and just let myself be without like interruption and just let it be however it's gonna be. And those that flow and glow and go and whatever I do for me, that's how it is. You know what I mean? No more explaining, oh, this is how I am. Like, you know, you gotta bear with me. Like, whatever. But what was I saying? I don't remember. Yeah. Gosh. Whatever. What was I saying? Oh, I don't know if that's what I was just saying, but I know that I was saying this at some point and I didn't finish saying it. And so if that wasn't that or this now, then this is this for that now. You know what I mean? Right. So today has been such a motherfucking long day that has had me awake since the crack of dawn. Right. And that's what I'm saying. And I am not an advocate for medicate me the moment I don't feel well and stuff like that. Like as you know, if you follow me on any of my other social medias, like hi, on Instagram at enchantress ENCHANTRES, witchyutopian.com, enchantingbabble.blogspot.com, Enchanted the Bible here on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, whatever. Right. What was I saying? Right. And you know, the type of lifestyle that I live and the kind of, you know, mindfulness living and healthy your approach to dietary too and how you know I consume and all this kind of stuff. I tend to for one, um, and I accredit this, I guess, to lifestyle improvements and things like that because I think about a time when it wasn't that way. You get what I'm saying? So it gives an extra value to the leveling of appreciating gratitude that I have for these moments and times that we can't shit happens. You get what I'm saying? So like when I was younger and I understand them more deeper now, I used to get a lot of migraines. So when this used to happen. I was a teenager, a young teenager. I understand why I had those at those times, right? So now I'm right 40 plus, right? For the most part, I rarely get headaches, right? Or migraines, let's say, right? Right? Whatever the case may be. But we can have extenuate, how do you say extenuate? I can extenuating, extenuate, extenuating circumstances. Am I saying it right? Oh my goodness, it doesn't matter. Anyway, um, like, you know, you can be bleeding out your vagina, or like, you know, be around someone that has yet to get their hearing aid, and so their whole conversation, which is constant, is nonstop, and you know, for hours on straight, until you're no longer in their presence at all, and a high volume shout, and you know, and many different other energies surrounding, and so lots of things going on, and a lot of things on your own shoulders to take care of, handle, and be, you know, whatever can create the opportunity for a migraine to sneak up on you, right? So typically, if let's say, which doesn't really happen anymore, if I get a headache or a migraine, I I I bust it out. Like I do my best to naturally heal without self-medicating in any kind of way. So like I'll extra hydrate, I'll do yoga stretches, massage, pressure points, acupressure, do all the work that I can possibly do in um whatever's going on for me at that time. I'm actively doing stuff to help myself, you know, without um medicating. But today, I could not afford that. And I tried my best for a few hours, like even in the presence of multiple companies, okay, and pleasantries, because pleasant I was, but hurting I sure was. So for a couple of hours, I endured, and I like tried to like, I know I avoided like severity, because I did things to manipulate and help soothe and like help myself, but like it really wasn't going on. So I was with a client, and I had asked, and I still had like stuff to do, like no getting around it. I was like, do you have Tylenol? I said, do you have Tylenol or something? And they're like, I don't have Tylenol. And they go to their thing, and they pull out Excedrin, extra strength, and they're like, if you take two, this should do, especially if it's just like a migraine, you know, or a headache, you know, this is good for that. And so, you know, for things like this, like I said, like I don't typically take these things, like whatever. And it took about 30 minutes before I was conscious to, I don't have a migraine anymore. But I will say, and I'm not again promoting, I am not sponsored, and I'm not again saying that anyone should be self-medicating or anything. All I'm gonna say is, in less than a half an hour, like my shit was gone. But this person was like, oh, it's gone. Like, and I'm like, oh my God, thank you. And I'm like, and I feel awake too. Like, thank you. I'm like, and they're like, oh, then you need a caffeine. I'm like, no, because distorted conditioning of reality will have you convinced that that could be a truth in some kind of aspect due to the chemical that gives the caffeinated kind of feel to the person that can take this particular medication, right? It has a caffeinated kind of effect, like, so it gave me a boost of caffeine, like, I didn't. But mind you, I'm naturally hyper, so I don't typically need boost of anything to be as hyper as I naturally am. But mind you, this is after a long day. I've been up since 5 in the morning, like, and it's already like 8, 9, almost. I don't. Again, I have no concept of this time, but it's the nighttime, which is why I'm wired right now. Recording this on like Wednesday because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. So may etc. Don't take it at nighttime if you want to sleep. But either way, so that's what brings me here today because I had a migraine and I don't have it anymore. And again, I'm not promoting that kind of door of, Medicaid, but I'm just sharing my experience because I don't think I've ever taken substance. I don't think so. Um, in my 40 plus years of life experience, I don't think I've ever taken an excedrin. Yeah. So, but it really, like, I'm so grateful. I honestly, like, cried a little bit, but that's my Piscean moon energy because I was just so grateful because I was suffering. I was suffering. I was in so much pain. Like, I was like, how am I going to work on this person? And I have to. And then within 10, 15 minutes, it was gone. I'm like, whoa, whoa. It's like morning time again. So, yeah, welcome. Welcome. That was my little mini story skit into what we're going to be talking about, going back into this whole buck moon type energy, which is funny too because the bucks are charged up, and I feel like right. So when we are having a full moon, right, it means that like wishes come true. Wishes come true. Your dreams become reality. A magical time of life. Good fortune. Faith in the universe that all will be well. We'll get more into that, but as we do, we shall tell. You know what I mean? Do tell, do tell, do tell. Okay, okay, relax, relax. What was I saying? And that happens too. This is why spirits advising me, go left, so somebody can tell you where the fudge you was the last time you think, what was I saying? Sharpen your focus. Focus, focus. Bringing me back to that which we speak of, right? Um, so all will be well, right? What was I saying? Oh, right. So we are going to be full moon in Capricorn, right? And we just had, I don't know, concept of time, but time has passed. So one of the last videos that I had did was the new moon energy, which was in Cancer, right? New moon in Cancer. And so now we're full moon in Capricorn. Capricorn and Cancer are polar opposite signs, right? So it's like when I talk about my polar opposite in, in Western astrology, Sagittarius, right? And my polar opposite is Gemini, right? Which I talk about with the relationship with me and my daughter and the dynamics of the polarity. And in Vedic astrology, I'm Scorpio. and polar opposite is Taurus, and that would be my daughter too. You get what I'm saying? So the polarity, right? So whenever we are in a full moon, okay, it's because the sun is opposite the moon. You get it? The sun, which is in Cancer, right, is opposite now. It's moon, Capricorn. So when we have polarities, right, and this is buck moon territory, right? So this is about maturity, maturing, transformation. So with transformation, it comes from transmutation. So this is a cold, hard look at things, right? Even from an emotional standpoint, because Cancer energy, right? Cancer is all about emotion, right? That nurturing feel. And Capricorn, right, is that no nonsense type, no bullshit type appeal, right? And so they're coming up both for real, demanding, commanding its presence to be acknowledged and honored. And each one comes from a different element of perspective, right? So it's getting a cold, hard look at things, even from an emotional perspective, about important aspects to our currency, our now moment, the things that matter to us now. Never mind about yesterday and all this kind of stuff, although they influence the now today. But it's like, it's taking like your home life, your family life, right? That which, how you feel about it, right? The challenge, right? Getting to the cold hard truth about how you feel about these things, intimate relationships too, right? Work versus home, and finding the balance of that, need versus want, finding the balance of that is and all the inner tension, right? Why the tension? The tension to create the pressure that is needed to tend to the conflict. Because if no pressure is added, nobody tends to the fucking conflict. Everybody hides in that mask. Everybody deflects. Or put sweeps under the carpet or projects, right? So it's interesting. It's interesting. And then during these transits, right, in astrology, you can look at it however the fuck you want to look at it and stuff like that. Take it as you will. You don't have to believe in astrology. I'm not telling you to believe in astrology. Just listen to the storyline. Don't get caught up in the fucking what's being shared. It's about the resonance for you and how you can apply that with wisdom for you and your own experience too, right? It doesn't have to be an exactitude. Like, don't be an asshole, okay? Seriously. But yeah. So, right, so, justice. Be impartial and objective. Stand up for what you believe. Try to see all sides of the situation. You will win if your position is one of integrity, right? So yeah, the cold, hard look at things in regards to the opposition of things that exist, the polarities that exist in your life at the same fucking time. So it's like wanting this, but also wanting this, and how that this and this conflict. But again, if you can't change the reality of something, then shift your perspective. So maybe it's our perspective that needs to shift to really release that which we think we see, because we are being rigid to the solution that could be presented to the we, right? Because the challenge here in oppositions for real, right? Because of the tension, pressure, and conflict is it's communication, right? Because Mercury is challenged by the opposition. And it's like, okay, how am I to articulate this polarity harmoniously, right? So it's about creating that like working life balance, right? The like the subconscious awareness that is coming into the forefront, right? Seeing this harmony like clearly and identifying, right? And the illumination that allows for the identification to really create the stimulation, right? of whatever feeling needs to be registered by us, the vessel that is responsible, accountable, and must act in order to create, manifest, build, um, and so like the challenge that comes into this atmosphere of dealing with the cold, hard reality of certain kind of realities is really um creating the articulation for the tension, pressure, conflict that is being brought into sharpest focus and view. Um, yeah, right. Release. Endings that lead to new beginnings, the need to release situations or people that hold you back, spiritual transformation. Which brings me to, oh, hold on. Right, so with the full moon also being opposite Mercury, right, which is all about communication. You could just look at Mercury as communication, right? There's an inner conflict that stirs because different elements are at play, right? So um, it's like, right, so it's like heart and head having opposite assumptions, intuition, and being asked to take those for what it is, trust in that which is received, looking at it objectively to find the harmonious solution that it must bring in regards to your true feelings about everything. Honestly, right? Balancing that. it's addressing all these mixed feelings. But like in addressing mixed feelings, get into the roots of the so like if you're having mixed feelings about about how you feel about someone, right? I don't know where I'm going with this, so we'll see. Um, when you're having mixed feelings about someone, I'm not gonna go there. So many things just jumping on my boat. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like seriously, that can go in so many different directions with having mixed feelings about someone because in all truth, if you have mixed feelings about someone, it's getting into the root of what is the mixed feelings about. But anyways, that's just a whole other line of questioning that you have to really get real with yourself about. Like a lot of the times we avoid asking our own selves certain questions because we know that once that question is asked, we have no other place to go except to but answer it. And once it's asked, it must be answered. Like you guys like knock and the door shall open, asking you shall receive, right? Is getting into the truth of how you really feel about a lot of things and sharing it too. So that's the Mercury part of it. So it's like really understanding how you truly feel about a lot of things for real, and learning to communicate that for real. And it's owning how you feel. Authentic be the way, right? Communicate, right? And really being open minded too about this creative time too, right? Because um, harmony be the way with Uranus, right? Uranus is up in here, opening up more portals for freedom of expression to be unique and eccentric and to be accepting of all other kind of energies too. Uranus being that eclectic kind of cool, like harmony too, coming in and saying, open up for freedom be, let us be the expression seeds that breed all this kind of harmony that needs to be for this revolution, evolution in that kind of way, right? So, because Uranus is all about solving problems, and we're going to be here to solve these kind of problems in every kind of elemental kind of way, right? Creating the kind of intimacy in the relationships that we desire to breed and see, but it's first being honest about how we really feel about certain kind of things and what we want and expect and the certain kind of things that we got to open up to being open about and receiving. It's like how can you crave intimacy and lack vulnerability? Or how can you crave um, love and stability and like, a relationship and fear being played? Or how can you um, crave a happy marriage and be with someone that makes you miserable? You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's like um, heart and head opposite one another because certain kind of things might line up in this element for you, you see, but you got to get to the root of you for real with all these mixed kind of feelings for real because you got to get into your worth value for real. So it's like all this that's happening and the amount of tension that it creates, the pressure that it creates is for you to address the conflict that's not up for debate, right? Working too hard or too many hours, right? So you may even be distracting yourself from that which how you really feel, the need for balancing your life, let others help you, health problems due to stress, right? So it's like tension, pressure, conflict, right? Um, so working too hard or too many hours, avoiding how you feel about someone, something, somewhere, some aspect. of your life or experience. So it's like, all right, you're working overtime. You're working. But is that what you want? What are you passionate about? Because this is that heart and head. And it's like, okay, I understand what am I passionate about, but nobody has time for all that shit. So this Uranus energy, creating the harmony of solution to present itself by helping you to be open to even the argument at this time with yourself, like actually going past your own resistance and addressing your own positioning at this time. And it brings me to the song. Like I tell you, this video was like 2-3 days in the making because I already knew around like what the title of it was going to be. It was about elastic heart, right? Right, increasing emotional strength and intuition to overcome all challenges I wrote down. But this elastic heart, right? What can I write down? No, hello. Elastic heart, elastic skin, you cannot break me. I wrote that was the other day. And then today I wrote elastic heart, increase emotional strength and intuition to overcome all intimacy relationship challenges, blockages too, you know what I mean? Wrote that down as well, right? So, right, so that's what this video is about too, right? So, we're getting into the distorted perceptions of reality that need a wake up call from you in regards to what is leading to your confusion. So it could be like someone secretly being in love with you, right? And meanwhile, they don't tell you or anything like that, and they act as if not. And all these cases, all because um, their distorted perceptions of reality and how they have convinced themselves or have a way of seeing something like as not being for them from way yonder. It could be like a fixed sign kind of thing, right? We got these fixed energies, right? Like, you know, that can hold on to a reality that was once upon a time ago and still like associate it with now reality, you know, or cycle it into their new reality because of a systematic conditioned reality that has been taught, and their behaviors just act upon that which they know. You get what I'm saying? Um so it's addressing the root of what leads to the confusion, no longer avoiding the bullet. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting because for the last 2 3 days, the song that has been on replay and like you know singing, and it's interesting too because you gotta always pay attention to the words that I sing because I make up words. If I don't know the song, I still sing and harmonize or do whatever the case I may be. Again, singer, I am free, but you know, I'm not saying professionally. But it's great. It's I got thick skin and an elastic heart. Okay. I got thick skin and an elastic heart. I'm looking in the sun, and what you want. Yeah, I looked it up. I've been making up my own words because I was thinking of these words like skimming through it, gliding through it. I'm like, that's not what I've been singing. So it's and another one bites the dust. Oh, can I not come along? And I love the without weapons. That is not what I was saying. Um, I was saying I learned to fight this war without weapons. That's how I said it. I learned to fight this war without weapons. And I wanted it bad, but there were so many red flags. Now another one bites the dust. Yeah, let's be clear, I'll trust no one. I have never said that line. I have always said now another one bites the dust. I might have come. It says you did not break me. And I'm still fighting for peace. Yeah. And I've got this skin in the elastic collar. But your blade, it might be too sharp. I never knew that was the line. I'm sorry, because, wait, so what have I been saying? Maybe I don't say anything. Right, I think. But anyways, but the line that kept like ringing out to me, and I got all like teary eyed with one day. It wasn't today for this part, but I got thick skin and an elastic heart. But your blade, it might be too sharp. I'm like a rubber band until you pull too hard. I may snap and I move fast. I did not know that's what they said. But you won't see me fall apart because I've got an elastic heart. It's just like, right, so. Yeah, I guess I didn't really sing that part. I may have mumbled words incoherent. But either way, right? But it got me thinking, right? I'm like a rubber band until you pull too hard. I may snap and I may fast. Right, but it got me thinking about that. Like most of the times too, like as much as like think about the active of rubber band being flung back and then released to snap or hit, right? I'm like a rubber band. I'm like a rubber band until you pull too hard and then it hurts, right? And then it hurts, right? You pull too hard and then it hurts, right? It hurts because hurt people, right? And then think about that, right? The tension, the pressure, the conflict. So I'm like a rubber band, and then you put the right elastic heart. Right? You won't break me apart, right? Because I'm an elastic heart. It's like titanium, right? Um, right. So like with the whole Cancerian, Capricornian energy, right? The earth and the water element. You got first water sign element, Cancer, in astrology. It's the first water sign of the zodiac. It's the baby, right? There's much development here, right? In the stages of the water signs, you got Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. That's the order in which we go in development too, if we're thinking about it in elemental perspective. And then you got Capricorn. It's opposite. It is the third and final earth sign of astrology. right? In its final development. So you got the old wise one here, great grandpa type energy, great grandma type energy, right? Ancient type energy, right? Doctor, shaman, like, universe, like, just quantum energy of alchemy, master alchemist kind of energy, right? Capricornian boss type energy coming into the field with this water baby, saying, I'm here to help you mature with your emotions in these avenues, arenas, these squares, these tension, pressure, conflict, positions of experience in your current seat, where we're bringing everything up into your awareness, right? We're increasing your emotional strength and intuition, right? Helping you to overcome all intimacy and relationship challenges, right? Helping you to come up with solutions to help you solve any issues, problems, right? Bringing things in from your subconscious into full awareness with that which is what is disharmonized in your life. And this is truth. So this is your sharpest focus, how you truly feel about these important avenues that matter currently now in your life. How you really feel about that. This could even trigger one to cycle further addiction or behavior patterns and conditioning, increasing that function because it's familiar and doing that which is familiar. Self-sabotaging that which can be new. All it takes is an effort from you to create the harmony that you need because aware you are about the elastic part of full potential you have to really um, open up, bloom, grow, identify, um, rationalize, harmonize, evolutionize, um, and overcome all perceived grievances, blockages, challenges, tensions, pressures, conflict, that no longer need be because you're in the perception, harmony, shifted reality of work-life balance that you're creating for yourself, and you're tending to that which is stimulating you now for your health, wealth, self, and still in alignment and alchemy with these truths that you are. As things come up, you by far are working on all those fixed stars, and you having your sharpest, keen focus and ability to bring forth solutions to that which is being illuminated to you, for you right now, to release, change, transform, to really like help yourself. How? Imagination is the only weapon in the war with reality. Ask children all the time, how do they get out of the environment that which makes them sick or makes them feel sad or like trapped in because they're minors and they can't get out of the environment that which they are born into, and so they have to learn to adapt to their sickened environment. And so they use their imagination. They go into a world of play and they live symbolic in every kind of way. And so, it's about as this alchemy illuminating within you about that which you need to act upon too, right? To move, right? To use Uranus energy too, right? To act and move spontaneous to you, right? This buck moon, aggressive, confident too, right? So one of the things about the buck at this time is their confidence level, their testosterone. I don't know if they have that, but that's the word I'm gonna use. Just this testosterone. Testosterone. Oh my freaking god. Oh, testosterone. Oh my goodness. This is, oh, and this is delay. I'm not liking that in any kind of way. Hello. Hold on. Shuffling. So, anyways, the Empress popped out, and it's time to take action. Give birth to your dreams. Creative projects will be very successful. Abundance and prosperity. Right? And look, she's holding a little unicorn in her lap, and I love that, right? So it's this harmony, right? Opening up our heart chakras some more, right? Balancing this portal, this door, right? To find solution, right? So although the sun is opposite the moon, it's also within, so you know, if you look up at the sky, there's different constellations in the sky happening all the time, whether you're hip to that or not. So when people have certain kind of longitudes and exactitudes with planets and placements and all this kind of stuff, when one says the sun is opposite the moon, right? Right? It's also when the sun is opposite the moon at this moment in time, it's within the constellation, right, of Sagittarius, right? And it falls in the arena of, I don't want to, I could be saying the name wrong, but it's, I wrote it down. Aqualia, the eagle, either way, right? Yeah, in the constellation of Sagittarius, right? So, did I write anything else about that one? Yeah, so it's the great, and all right, so in this constellation, right? This constellation aligns with the fixed star, right? The eagle, right? So Aquila, if I'm saying it correctly, and if I'm not, oh well, it's spelled Aquila. LA like apple. You can do your own research. You know, it's about using our great imagination. It's in the energies of the great imagination, strong passion, indomitable will, like, you know, right, dominating characteristics, right, influencing others, clairvoyance, right, a keen mind, sharp mind, like, you know, all these kind of things, right, aligning with this. And if you think about spirit, animal wisdom, and the significance of an eagle. Right. So the eagle represents leadership and authority, right? And those who make this like their spirit animal totem or are born leaders. Either way, the animal itself, eagles, it's about being a born leader, being a high achiever, right? Um, Representing wisdom and vision, right? The eagle's eye is often used as a symbol of sharpness and accuracy, right? So that's that focus and that clarity, right? Moving in that kind of wisdom, right? Loyalty, right? Eagles too, representing loyalty, devotion, right? Freedom, truth, honor, the divine, hope, foresight, and psychic awareness, right? Bringing that to that fixed star, aligning with these concepts, right? These energies in this constellation, right? This influence of these opposites, right? And these two different elements, right? That are are working together to find the harmony of solution to this quantum mathematical equation that's being presented to us for our own evolution, right? It's saying, hey, take these um, feelings that require a lot more deep sea dives of maturity to evolutionize within our own being to find a harmony and solution that is needed to be activated here on these 3D perceived realities that play out a different reality that is not matching our alchemy of wanting desires. So here we are, with the ability to command, this liberality, right? Like this opportunity, right? So like this opportunity to transform, right? We can't change an old way of thinking. That needs to be transformed, right? But first it needs to be identified, it needs to be understood, right? To be understood, to be overstood, right? Like, so it's just so many different multi-dimensional layering to so many different things, right? But like being in this energy of this constellation too, right? Of great imagination and great opportunity of dedication, especially with that Capricornian kind of energy. And also Pluto being in Capricorn and Pluto being retrograde too, right? Right? Surfacing. So it's bringing to the surface because Pluto is like a wild card and anything, right? It's bringing to the surface challenging emotions that must be addressed because we have the ability to command, right? And we have the ability to lead and we have the ability to succeed, right? We have the ability to have success in war too, right? So using our great imagination and our strong passions and our dedication to discipline and moderate and really transform, transmute, and but we have to get to understand these concepts of realities too, right? And liberality, right? So the concept of liberality, right, being the quality of being the quality of being open to new ideas and free from prejudice too, right? Being free from those kind of restrictions in you. Like, and I was thinking about that too, like when I was first starting the video about just thinking about the restrictions of most of this world. Like the other day I posted a video that was not easy for me to post that I did from TikTok that I was just like, like dancing around and like and a hot mess. In my opinion. Okay, and again, it's how we feel about ourselves. Like, like I wasn't good in the morning, I wasn't showered, I wasn't like run down from the day before, like, and cleaning and doing my own stuff and not feeling my hottest, my greatest, or my most, confident too. And but where does that judgment come from too? Like, why should I stop myself from expressing myself because of that judgment of thyself? Meanwhile, there's art wanting to be expressed. Like the whole point I'm trying to make is at that moment, all I wanted to do was make my own art little video thing too and have this documented moment of expression because I'm working on me and I'm breaking myself free, and this is why I'm doing these kind of things. I'm setting myself free, and these are the things I must do that go against my traditional steps that I would take, like, and so it takes for me to be deliberate to execute that which I must because that's part of it. Like, it's just part of it. And so here I am, like, doing these things and here I am with this moment and this opportunity to just be myself and accept myself as I am, the way that I am, It's judgment-free zone, and because it's in the environment that which it's in, this is the reality, folks, right? That this is that opportunity to apply this imagination aspect into our reality, shifting our perspective about how we can go about feeling about one, ourselves, period, that doesn't need to go through this massive, like, infernal hell, like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, anyway, so we have the potential here to really resolve personal crisis with wise action made from how we are computing our inventory, our experience, and how we are responding to these computations of life experience in our now moment, right? Because we're becoming better versions of ourselves every single fucking time. If that's the kind of alchemy you are, because that's the kind of alchemy I'm on. I want to be a better version of myself every fucking time. That's the goal. So I must be in the right direction, because that's always my goal. So granted, I might get a little confused here and there, but my goal is always to be a better version of myself, and so therefore I am in the right direction. And if you feel like you're not, then you need to check your point and see that where you are. I'm like, okay, well, this is how I get in this right direction, the dictation of my better version of myself, right? It's this discipline that you are creating through the moderation of your execution, of your activations, of that which you put into your own deliberate path of, this is what I'm doing to dominate my own character, influence over myself, due to my clairvoyant kind of capabilities and my intuitions and all these kind of awakening kind of realities of positioning that my teen mind has me roped to, in this kind of sense of positivity that I'm going to be for myself with this new info, new ideas that be percolating inside within my hive, to overcome that all which is different from me, because I am rare, unique, you know what I mean, and embracing this new way of being for it and moving forward, accepting of myself and allowing myself to be the expression of health, wealth, self that it's going to be naturally. That was the whole point. Changing the old way of thought. Like, what the fuck is my problem? What is the issue of posting this TikTok video, right? For example, because I'm a hot mess, I have to debate. I thought I was having fun here. I thought this was evolution here, right? So Mercury is about our mind, right? Uranus is about our genius, right? So we are helping the sun inspire our communication, right? And open ourselves up to experimentations, right? While being honest about who we are and what we think. Right? So look, for many too, the need to move on, seeking more from life than what you are experiencing. Or pretending to be experiencing more from life and meanwhile draining your fucking self and just avoiding that which what you feel and what you fear to create for yourself for real, because it will your level up requires you to level up, one, right? But it requires you to show up for yourself. And if you, the more you tend to hide and avoid and not show up for yourself, the less, the more wall you create of blockage of not showing up for yourself. I don't know, but either way, but a change of priorities, right? So conflicts to others caused by opposing opinions, right? So like two, so this could be like going against the grain of that which is expected of you too, right? So learning to adjust to being different. So that could be it too. You could have adjusted to being different all your fucking life, right? Let's say 40, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, whatever, how many years, 20 years, 30 years, you've adjusted so long to being different, and finally you're in your, I am myself kind of period, and you still find yourself like overly explaining yourself. It's kind of like what I said in the video too. I'm like, I gotta just stop explaining myself. Like, I just gotta just be. Like, it's just habit, right? Behavioral patterns and conditioning of always having to explain yourself to the people that have been sent here or are here to just purposely trigger you to disagree because that's their alignment. You know what I mean? Their karma. You know what I'm saying? How often you stay holding on to people that you end up suffering for their karma that you don't let them receive because you want to hold on to them. You know what I mean? Hold on. It's also like important to realize the teamwork component of harmony needing to be relearned and solar activated solely by you in the alchemy that you come out as in your true authentic be that way that can be replicated in any kind of way because authentic can only be the way, right? It's important to realize the amount of effort, right, required by you to put in to do. But it's also important to realize the teamwork that in its harmony it creates radical progress in all development. Um, yeah, so like Pluto is all about surprises, right? So intelligent, impartial, respected, stoic, receiving wise advice, remain objective and fair-minded, okay? Right? And all that you do, right? Public speaking, communicating clearly, unemotional relationships of being emotionally unavailable, right? So addressing these aspects too, because it's like the King of Swords energy too. So you could be dealing with someone like a King of Swords energy, or you can be understanding or understanding the elements of air aspect that is being a lesson here too for you, because look at we have the sun and the moon. So it's an air, right? It's a thought, right? It's in the earth and in the water. Because you got the Cancer, Capricorn, and then I'm thinking air. So I'm thinking like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, right? The air aspect, right? With the king of air, right? With aspect. In this in this sun opposite moon challenge, right? It's water and earth. So if you can't change the reality of something, shift its perspective, which is thought, which is air, right? So it's finding intelligent ways to be impartial about the respective experiences happening here, right? And acting in wisdom, right? Remaining objective and fair minded, right? and mastering the art of communication and speaking clearly, harmoniously, with teamwork, effort, and harmony, right? Being unemotional about the teamwork aspect that is required to aspire, to inspire, to build, right? That comes from this cooker pressure, right? Right? The pressure happening because it needs to be pressured in order for one to even, oh, okay, I need to do something about this, right? Strength, right? This Leo season too, right? We're in Cancer energy, and then after this whole full moon, we're gonna have that new moon aspect in Leo, right? Personal power and assertiveness, right? Right? Being portrayed here with kindness as well, right? Compassion that brings about forgiveness. Realizing that you're stronger than you knew. No shit too, right? The balance too. The balance that is needed, blending the ideas of others with your own. This is that teamwork effort, right? To create something extraordinary. Successful compromise, teamwork, right? The power of diversity, self-control, patience, and balance, bringing that into harmony, right? Right, but also tending to the moon, licking the moon, right? The dreamer too, right? So you got this dreamer card, right? A new start, trust yourself, push your fears to the side, okay? And take a leap of faith. And that can be in the emotional aspect about how you feel, right? Capricorn energy tends to work on this earthly domain to have that stability, that success, that they have that ambition for that which they want to create and determine the art to create that which they want, and to emotionally detach from, let's say, intimacies and experiencing that kind of degree that it requires leveling the water might not be their strength, you know what I mean? And then you got emotional cancer coming in, right? Tapping in to the surface layers of fields, right? Um, but it's like focusing on the passion spirit, which is got this like ace of pentacles kind of, I mean pentacles wands, like this passion, right? Lighting up to, right? An amazing opportunity. Be bold, courageous, and optimistic. Now is the time to take action. Do what you're passionate about. So it's like coming to terms with how one feels, changing the old way of thinking so that you can embrace how you feel without hindering yourself, without restricting yourself, without denying yourself, without hiding yourself, without like feeling ashamed of yourself, without like judging yourself. No prejudice towards yourself. Like there's like if you like somebody that's not your typical liking or style or like you have a typical usual type and this particular person is not that type, so fucking what, you know what I'm saying? Or like you have this weird talent that you're like that involves you using your toes and fingers at the same time, and you feel compelled to share and you always keep just like denying yourself the opportunity to share because it's different. It's like just fucking share it. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, because look, and then even too love. So it's like in business, so this is like Knight of Black Cups. So like even love. Like so even this is like going on in the dating phase, so maybe you've been a hermit, maybe you haven't been dating, or maybe you've been settling for less than you deserve, or maybe you've been poking your nose and poking your places where you shouldn't motherfucking be. And so now it's like let's get rid of that kind of toxicity, right? So hey, romantic flirtation, um, introspective and picky about that, which is going to be the energy that you're going to allow yourself to entertain with. Healthy, wealthy, stealthy is what you desire to mix, and allowing yourself to fall in love too, or having an experience of like falling in love and not letting yourself fall in love. Like you're in love with somebody and they don't even know, or you don't even show. or, you know, so allowing yourself the opportunity to be swept off your feet, or looking, imagining what that looks like, instead of staying, being the victim. I'm like, oh, that's not gonna happen for me. Like, if that's what you want, imagine these things, right? So imagination is the only weapon in the war with reality, okay? Right? Instead of love affair could be, so also learning to identify a lack of balance in the relationship too, so that you can find the solution, the harmony too, through the self-discipline and the moderation and the identification, and also the changing of the way that you're thinking about something, and allowing for this Plutonian Capricornian energy to bring to the surface challenging emotions within your own being that want to be surfaced, so that they can be revealing, so they can be introspective and healing, and progressive about, you know, your transformations, transmutations at the same time, right? So a love of art and poetry, like embracing the artist that is really helpful. So anywho, I want to start like speeding this up and just getting to wrapping this whole full moon, buck moon, shots fired, lots for us to think about, to evolutionize about, to revolutionize about, right? It's about being honest about who we are and what we think, no matter what kind of commotion it can bring. And whoever don't like it can hop and the fuckity off. And it's not personalizing those kind of things either. It's emotionally detaching with wisdom, knowing that how you motherfucking perceive, receive, and activate, you know, that ain't got nothing to do with me, even if it does, but it don't. Either way, kind of be our own individual ways, right? So liberality, opening up to that kind of factuality of a reality, of an evolution, the quality of being open, the quality of being open to new ideas and free from prejudice, especially towards ourselves, and allowing this creativity boost of energy to currently influence our environment further, realizing that with our own teamwork starts with ourselves first, team working within our own individualism that creates the radical progress that's needed. Because as within exists out, that's what it be all about, right? Um, right? We're promoting personal and spiritual growth through self-discipline and moderation, and learning to master our own alchemy authentically as we continue to create the energies of prosperity and abundance and healing, and all things wonderful and great that need and should be existing everywhere for all eternity, all the time. But yeah. So like the Emperor said, um, so like there's a lot of energy influencing the environment, and you have every opportunity to improve your own financial security for yourself and your family, right? Inheritance, retirement, building, and creating that which is a peace and contentment in your own life, honoring your own family traditions, creating your own family traditions. What does that look like for you? What does that taste like? What do you want that to mean for you, be for you, look like for you? What does it mean to you? And does it mean anything to you? Pride in what you are creating, and being, you know, it's not about being boisterous, but it's being in your alchemy of reality, of truth, and living authentically as you. So it's like being with the lover that you desire to be with, even though other people might not want you with that person, or something like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, so The illusion of being trapped, getting out of your own way, accepting responsibility for your situation, and then making choices that support your path to happiness. Addictions or unhealthy habits that come up to the surface that are challenging your emotions of dealing with it. That's the emotion. You don't want to deal with it. Well, you got to deal with it. If not, you could just keep cycling it about over and over and over and over again, right? But we're here in the spirit of renewal, right? Renewal, reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness. Time to head in a new direction. Clarity on your life purpose. In your heart, you know what the fudge to do, right? Don't be failing to manifest and recognize a magical opportunity happening at this time. Don't miss the freaking point because you think you want to be right or you think you're right about something. The distractions of daily life, right? Because I say this is always like a 50-50 crowd, right? Don't allow your discontentment, your dissatisfaction, your disappointment, your boredom, or your lack thereof addressing all those kind of feelings and things, right? Lost in your own world. It's time to wake up, you know what I mean? Live big, you know what I'm saying? Because justice is here. In all developments, it's time for you to be impartial and objective, to stand up for what you believe. Oh, what do you mean? I don't need to stand up for anything that I believe. I just believe, like, you know, are you cowarding away? Are you hiding away? Is there things that you don't say that you want to say? Or there's things that you feel left on your plate, or is heavy burden weighs you down because, you know, there's something that you're hiding around, or that you're frowning and telling you're not happy about, or you're disappointed about, or you want something more, and you just feel like you're grateful to be, and really that's not how you feel about any kind of things. That, you know what I mean? It's about operating from your position of integrity, and that's authenticity, like being really, really real, like behind the scenes and all this kind of stuff. Nobody's around. You don't need to feed the screen. It's just you and energy. What's your energy? You know what I mean? The end of challenging time. Okay, for some, I gotta make a crowd here. Things are looking up. A welcome release. Finding your way to a peaceful place. The end of depression or an illness. Travel or relocation. Right? Yeah. There's massive opportunity to resolve, right? Personal crises. We're operating with wise action, right? That is made from our forethought, right? It's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then. All we ever have is our right now. Now is all we ever have. If we operate from our now, if we spell now backwards, you got WON, and that is the kind of energy that we spun. Spider webs we weave, right? So we're always gonna want to be in the energy, right, of now, because when we are in our now, we win, and that's how we get it won. You get it? Life's fun, right? Down the rabbit hole we go, right? Right? Sometimes I believe 6 impossible things before breakfast. But either way, right. So there's a lot that we have on each of our own plates, right? No wise fish would go anywhere without a pork fish. What is your pork fish? Okay? You have the ability to command your liberalities all over here on this 3D perceived reality, but you are operating multidimensionality. And there is a creative boost here. What is your dominating character? Who is your dominating character? And what influence does your dominating character have over your entire being, mind, body, heart, and soul? Mind, body, heart, and soul are the unified whole in agreement to that which your whole creates. Is each part in harmony with that which is creating, you see? This wonderful time with the Capricornian type vibe to influence with keen precision, because perfection be the desire to achieve, right? Success, materialism, you know, and these kind of things of recognizability, right? Becoming better versions of ourselves each and every time, but having a level of success that is like payment. You get what I'm saying? Like a notoriety, right? Either way, Pluto has a way and it has some surprises to come out and play in that haddish type shit. Okay? Mad hatter. Hey, Johnny Depp. Hey, you're entirely bonkers, but I would tell you a secret, all the best people are. Hey, so yeah, chess pieces, the proper order of things is often a mystery to me. Okay, so yeah, there's a great galactica of individualism, of evolution happening for each and every one of us, and I'm in support of your evolution individually in that kind of way, and I speak as generally as can be in terms of growth and evolution, energy, you know, and how you can, you know, apply it academically for you. You know, this is all educational in every kind of mystical, fun way, you know. So what can I say? Um, yeah. Um, I'm thankful for each and every one of you. Take with it as you will. Let me see what kind of. I'm looking at the love cards, and so because I'm looking at them, I'm gonna pull a couple before leaving, before exiting out of here, and seeing what you have to say since you come to play, start a new relationship. When someone leaves, it's because someone else is about to arrive. Right? Or maybe there's a sense of mind, right? Because we're getting into that elemental air aspect of that earthly, tangible reality that is coming from an emotional realm, how we really feel about relationship, and getting into the truth of that so that one can begin, right? Fertility and childbirth, right? Getting real. I don't see nothing wrong with a little. Oh, is that this guy? Which is we're not singing his song, but that's what I heard. Like, so a little bit action, fertility, and childbirth. Okay, two, whenever you intend to give birth, your experience will impact your emotions, mind, and spirit for the rest of your life. And this too is just about birth too. It's happening immediately too, right? But with wisdom too. So when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible. So making a selfish decision too, right? To be happy for you. So maybe it goes against the grain. Maybe this is like an odd coupling in every kind of way, or maybe this is a friendship in some kind of way, or maybe this is a decision that you have to make to leave behind that which you have settled less for then, and now you just want to make it up to you and give yourself the opportunity to really receive that which you deserve in every kind of way. And sometimes in life you have to make a selfish decision and do what's best for you and do that kind of thing too. And look at, I'm looking at farewell sadness too, so saying goodbye to the fear aspect of that which maybe has kept you away from moving away from maybe a person you've had in mind, or a way of life that you've had in mind, or something, right? So beware of the devil, right? So an angel who makes you cry is better than a devil who makes you smile. right? So, right, so it's in truth, it's aligning with your truth. So, and don't get into a love triangle too, the mixed crowd too. Don't let two men fall in love with you. It's not the sort of thing that ends well. So having multiple love interests as well, like let us be healthy, let's be stealthy in that department too. Like granted, you're all attractive and deserving of people wanting to, get to know you more and be part of that lucky soulmate folklore, like to be able to engage with you in an intimate kind of way, of course, because you're beautiful in that kind of way. But don't get into that love triangle kind of like karmic kind of like bash. But you can't help it if more than one lad or person likes you or, falls in love with you. Like, whatever, right? So you might be taking even a romantic trip, or then somebody might be inviting you away. You might be going away. It doesn't matter where you're going. It's who you have beside you. So it might be interesting, or you might be going on a date of some kind, right? Longing for love, right? Because maybe you're opening up your door to receive love some more, even if you are in a relationship and it's just shifting your perspective with that self-love too and two to give yourself the opportunity to receive the love that you deserve to receive, that of which you give it, right? Over cup is you're overflowing, your cup is the beloved and actually receiving it in return. We all go about longing for love. It is the first need of our nature, the loudest cry of our heart. Or getting into truth allows that which you don't receive and the disappointment of love that has brought you some kind of things, right? So opening up to yourself and getting into the spirit of allowing for someone else to create you too or reveal themselves to you. So there's nothing more beautiful on earth than a pure love, and there's nothing so lighting as love, right? So might get some hot stuff going on. Um, True love, right? True love feelings. When you truly love a person, the emotions you feel towards him or her are immeasurable, right? Continue to grow, discovering the secret, right? Relationship is the rainbow between two hearts, sharing some colors of feelings, love, sadness, happiness, truth, faith, secret, and respect. Right? So there could be a courting process as well, right? Indulge in a relationship time. So you might be wanting to indulge in a relationship at this time. And allowing yourself to explore your options out there too. So, and being true to you, or you might be honest with yourself about how you feel about someone for real, or you know, um, get the courage in there. All right, being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. And I'm just gonna leave that as that. Okay, so um, continue your healing, your process, your progress. And play this back as much as you have to, break things down, saying. But really get the courage and dare to allow yourself to be yourself free in whatever shape and form of expression that it wants you to be. You'll know it. You feel it naturally. Don't hold yourself back. And even if it's not reciprocated, still allowing yourself the vulnerability to share it, say it, and be the only one being that free to express it, but knowing that you're doing something so wonderful and great, that's not up for debate. You know what I'm saying? So having the courage to dare and be the rare, unique, centric, beautiful soul being that you are, right? And if you're in love with somebody or being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage, get the courage and dare. You know what I'm saying? Um, Fertility and childbirth coming up. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Start a new relationship and enjoy life. Okay? Sacrifice all for love, but it's time for you to make a decision. All right. So either way, thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and this is your opportunity to like it as well. If you want to yeah, I need you want to contribute to this channel, you can support it by liking, subscribing, following all the prompts in the description. And if there's nothing in the description, going to another video that has stuff in the description and following those prompts if need be. Commenting, you know, participating, and showing your support in that kind of way and engaging, you know what I'm saying, and helping me to grow my channel some more. That would be like really cool and dope, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, destiny. What about it? What are you walking away from? And what new gifts and offers come when you walk away from that which you don't? When you walk away from that which, when you walk away from that which doesn't serve you, and you begin to receive that which you deserve and that you want, because it's in your destiny, this partner, right? Lost my plan. So yeah, alrighty, cool. Thank you so much. Till next time, happy full moon and divine love and alchemy and wisdom to you in every fantastic way. Follow me on all other different platforms and there is a master link that I share in the description box, and in this master link is the link. In this master link has every single link that links you and I and every single platform that is available for you and I to further connect on. You can find me on Instagram too at Enchantress, ENCHANT. That's me, Enchantress, the one and only. Utopian Cupcake on TikTok. That's me. You can find me at witchyutopian.com. Enchantress the Valor here on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, and enchantingbabble.blogspot.com. I'm also the author of The Darker Night Light of My Soul, Volume 1, Love Bites, available for purchase and download on Amazon. All that information is in the description box below. Thank you again. Let me know how this resonates for you, and what else do you want to see or receive or have me touch on, talk on, or whatever the case may be. Till next time.